Hope everyone is well this morning, Thursday morning, right? By the way, tomorrow we're doing a public live stream that's going to be at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. And then I'll pull out the schedule over the weekend for the week ahead. On Sunday, I'll post it in the Discord. It's going to look the same as this week, except flip-flopped with 3 CTM sessions, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday being private only. And then Tuesday at this normal time here. And then Tuesday and Thursday being public live streams at the 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. And then after that, it's just CTM only. And then we'll have that new time set in place. We're looking this morning. Bitcoin's like saving a butte. I don't know if you have any ice hockey fans out there, but when a goalie makes like a really good save, it's like saving a butte. I put out last night before going to bed clarifying what the trend line we were looking at is, as I had posted just earlier a log scale chart on accident. I was on the log scale, it had broken down. You see actually a breakdown, a retest, and resuming off. I was out I was out with my wife and we were at like a parent teacher thing, and I'm thinking to myself, this doesn't seem right. Something's not right. I came back, I looked, and it was on log. So taking it off log, you could see that at that point we hadn't yet broke. We were into resistance. We've come back down and tested it, right? People were wondering, by the way, like, when are you going to deleverage? My entry, you'll remember, was coming out of the repair, the second one, right? Stop out, and then the second repair right over here, around under 39,000. I'm sitting underneath the most important trend line in crypto and sitting pretty uncomfortable on pushing this trade. Obviously, even if I broke down of this important trend line, which then I would be expecting, a test of that most important trend line in crypto as a probable outcome, I would still be holding my trade as it is and pushing it. But whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. We're back into resistance right now, and you can see that price is putting in it's consolidating, and it's getting ready either to fail here or to resume out over here. And we've put in one so far, two to put in a third wave. I forgot on Twitter, someone the day before yesterday was pointing that out. I made sure to go ahead and get a like on that, as that could very well be what is transpiring. But we don't know, right? And that's that. That's where we are. We're waiting. But everyone has the clarity. They need to know where they are. I think it's important to say, though, regardless, that the placement of the trend line from the very beginning was excellent, right? The trend line, some people were looking at perhaps that. Let me go ahead and focus on the trend line. Let me go ahead and take that off the dots. How do I get off dots? Oh, no, I'm stuck on dots. Hold on one second. The placement of this trend line at the time before the test of it, some people were looking at whether or not it looked something more like this, right? I think they were coming off the bodies over here. And, maybe that's right. Maybe that in hindsight, that's going to be correct. And you see a breakdown, right? Let me come back to the 8 hour and then a retest right now. And if we resume off, then that was also good placement of the trend line, right? You see what I'm saying? Some people might have used this touch and then these bodies over here. That's also a good look. I'm sticking with my placement, and I it's going to give me the same, the same signal, a little bit higher actually if we break down. Good morning, everyone. What do you all think about the private streams we got going on now compared to the public? I have to say it's a lot less tense. The public streams is definitely very tense. I like this atmosphere to look, to learn, and to grow in. So let's see what happens here. Coming in, testing that area of resistance, a break above it. That does send Bitcoin back into discovery, breaking out of the most important trend line in crypto, and entirely bullish. It is, however, in jeopardy over here of breaking down. And then if that happens, we're looking at an important retest coming up. I'm sure a lot of people don't want that to happen, myself included, but it is what it is. We came up nicely though, outside the low. That's been a nice give me, price up about 64% or so in just, days. So that's been a nice gimme. If we get another one and price comes up from over here, then we all should be in a sweet position of control going into what is the expected cycle peak. Let's take a look at all that Bitcoin breaking out, which is hoorah, right? Let me jump down over here to the 2 hour. I want to get it. There it is, a break above like that. And I just want to check out my candles over there. Nice. Bitcoin breaking out, Giles. Love it. What else? Ethereum, Bitcoin, beautiful. Ethereum, Bitcoin resuming downwards. All right. Let's take a look at this over here. First on the 8-hour, right? We were looking at the important breakout, then price consolidating in this triangle pattern, and it broke down to the downside. This, by the way, was also the first time we had with that little bit of a sell impulse on the break over there. And then you had the breakdown, and now we have retest and resumption down off of it. It's signaling right now Bitcoin dominance, and whether or not that's going to be faded, which it could still be faded like this. That's the risk that you're watching out for right now, if you believe that or that Bitcoin dominance is going to be picking up over here. And then you have this nice little neat trend line. Let me just put on the candles for you just so you could see it with clarity, and just take that off. It's nice not to have the pressure. So yeah, that's a pretty good look. Is it? I don't know. I don't love that trend line right there. I'm just going to focus on the breakdown, right? And then the retest, and now we're trying to resume off, make that new swing low. This is going to give me the greatest clarity. I am watching, though, and it's the trend line over here on the upside, the top of that triangle. If that breaks out to the upside, then this was a fake out, and this should be a strong move because of it. But right now, for sure, the momentum is with the sellers here trying to gain control, and that would be bringing that down, possibly even to test that last trend line break over there. So we could see a big move in the dominance towards the size of Bitcoin, and that would be a surprise for a lot of market participants. Hey, listen, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just watching and making sure that I stay on the right trade of it. Let's take a look at Ethereum, Bitcoin. Ethereum breaking out also right in line with Bitcoin. So this is if we reclaim, I'm talking about Ethereum right now, if we reclaim that that new high over here, this is their chance to attack, right? This was their chance to attack. They're getting beat up out there right now, and that's the truth. Now, definitely Bitcoin was stronger. We talked about that yesterday, how the chart looked better, and if it holds, we're breaking out here to the upside. There's a stronger possibility this low is now going to be in, not confirmed until we, obviously take out that high over there. But this could be putting in a next big move here on Bitcoin and crypto. Unfortunately, the stock markets are also trading up now today. The reason I say unfortunately is simply because it would be nice to see some type of, just break in correlation between Bitcoin and the equity markets. I think that would just build a lot of confidence for a lot of traders out there. Nevertheless, now instead of third quarter 2021, fourth quarter 2021, the fireworks are going to be explosive as Bitcoin breaks all correlations. Let's see what else we want to look at. I want to look at the dollar. Here's the Nasdaq, by the way. This was the first sell impulse. We covered that with its own upload in video. It then had a breakdown and a retest, right? Breakdown, retest, and now resuming off. So how does this thing look like? We have Jackson Hole coming up next week, and it's so big. By the way, is the Fed, the expectations are kind of that the Fed is hawkish, that the Fed is going to be talking about tapering and setting up a tapering. And if that happens, we expect it'll be 5 to 10%. And if that happens, that the market is basically going to be able to take it in stride. Now, the Fed, Jerome, could surprise the market by being more dovish than expected. And, that would obviously send the markets. And, listen, I'm rooting for the markets, right? So that would be fine with me. I'll be fine for this thing to take off, for people to realize that the Fed's not going anywhere, and all they could continue to do is be accommodative. It's getting worse and worse. The situation is not getting any better, and that's all we could see them doing. So, is this too soon to be playing some type of repair on the Nasdaq? Yeah, for sure. The risk right now here is with the sellers. You're seeing price come back in. If I was day trading, on the 3 minutes, I would be waiting for a break of this trend line. If I was trading the E-minis over here, but there's no way, there's no way. I think right now, in order for the bullish momentum to come back, it's for sure a break of this trend line over here. We'll see if this continues further and the sell-off continues, in the future, about putting in a lower line of repair, but not for now. Right now, the sellers do have momentum. We'll see, though, if it's like what's happening on Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, where that sell impulse is taken away right away, and the bulls appear to be running strong. It's a fun market to be in if you're obviously bullish on Bitcoin, and it's going to get a lot funner once we make that new all-time high. A lot of people are expecting a few different things, though, right? There's a lot of people who are bearish on Bitcoin. They're looking basically for this move to end somewhere around that area. Hard to time, make it, that $5,000 within that range. And if you're seeing three impulses, 1, 2, 3, that could be a really good time for a pullback. And by the way, you've known from us lining up the cycles and Ian's detailed work on the charts that he provides, Jesse elaborating on all of that we're looking for, and would not be surprised if there were a pullback around there. But we're not looking for that to be by any means the beginning of a bear market, or that this is like the dead bounce that you see off a bear market, and then this being rejected and price coming down and making a lower low. Now, of course, we have to be aware, but what we're looking for here, if we do get into, would be a pullback, and then that pullback putting in what would be just a higher low, and that would be wave 1 coming to completion. We've been looking for wave 1, and then we're looking for wave 2, and then we're looking for wave 2 to take us into liftoff and the climax of this. So, but a lot of people are calling for that area over there to be, look, again, for me, it was over here. If you were bearish on Bitcoin, this was your opportunity to sell into the most important trend line in crypto. Not after the break of, not up here, but before. And that was this was the hoorah we put out as the bulls did it on the second attempt. So I don't think so, but we'll find out. Right, Shane? And that's each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. And I'm happy to be in this environment where it's just working with all of you. It'll be a slight transition over the next week and a half. That transition being, next week, two public live streams, 3 of these. And then, from then on in, throughout the rest of hopefully this peak here, we got a nice rhythm, a nice rhythm. What else do we want to look at? The